Well, today has finally come where we have to winterize again. And I do have a video on this, and I'm not going to get into details on how I did this. And at the end of this, I will actually have my video I made last year of how I winterized my 19 FD. But what I'll do here is I'll go through it real quick, and then I'm going to show you a few things that I've noticed and things that I didn't add in that video when I made that a few years ago. So we'll get started. There's different ways to do these winterizations. There's the air pressure method. Then there's using the antifreeze. There's pros and cons with both. My thought is, if maybe I'm in Kentucky, so I would say I'm right at that line where antifreeze is something that's important to have all through the whole system. If you're probably south of me, you could maybe do the air pressure. My thought is if you miss some water and it gets in a trap or it gets into a little space and it freezes and cracks something, then I just don't want to have that drama. And as far as the antifreeze, how lucky I've got this at Rural King. I think it cost, I don't know, maybe $3 a gallon. And to me, it's well worth putting that in there. It's almost the same work doing the air pressure method. Maybe just a couple extra steps, but I do this. The only thing I had concern with last year is my filter inside of here. I keep it empty anyway, and I'm going to eventually cut that out of my system, but it actually got a little slushy toward the end of the winter when we had some really down around single digits, but it never did freeze, so I'm going to go with it again this year. One thing I didn't show on this was you do get a lot of debris, so they have special things that can go in there and flush that out. I'm just hesitant to flush it out too much, but you definitely want to get some of that debris out of the bottom of that. So that's something I didn't show in my first video. Another thing people are concerned with is this anode rod. When you take it out of here, you say it looks pretty crummy, and actually I expected a little worse this year. It did eat it up a little bit right here at the end. But I was thinking about replacing this next year, but it's not looking too bad. I might go with it for one more year. This is the second year on this. Now, obviously, we don't camp as much as some people might, so it would go faster. If it gets down to it's just a rod on there, then you definitely need to replace it, because it needs to have this material on here to be ate away, and this is like the sacrificial piece to keep air corrosion from inside of your water heater. So you definitely want some stuff on there. So let's just let you know on this. Something else I didn't tell you, and when I do this, a lot of people take this rod out of here and they'll leave it out all winter, or some people will put it right back in. My thought on the process is that there's still a little water left in there, and I'm going to leave that plug out for at least a month or so, kind of let that dry out, and then at some point I'll put that back in. And so I went ahead and swapped out my valves. And if there's any confusion with those valves, I have a video for that as well. It shows you what these valves all mean. And they're a little different in different configurations. I'm lucky I actually have the line that goes to the back for pulling in the antifreeze. But sometimes you don't have that, and you have to splice into that line right there. But if you have any questions with that, then look at the video I did about valves. Well, I learned in my past year that I did this that it takes right at 4 gallons. I did buy 5 last year, and I did buy 5 again this year. Because what I do is start off, I put it in this bucket, that way I don't have to worry about it pulling in air. Start off with 3 gallons in here. Eventually toward the end I'll put this 4th gallon in at the end, but it usually takes 4 gallons, and that also includes putting some in the traps. So this is the way I set it up. I put it up as high as I can. That way it doesn't have any problem drawing that in, because that can be a problem sometimes. One other thing I've learned is when you're doing this, putting your antifreeze through the system, and you've got your system pressurized with your pump, I found it's better just to do the hot side once. Make sure you get that good. And I've already ran these, so I'm just showing you And like I say, make sure you got pink on both sides. And just do that on each one of your faucets for the hot and cold side. Same thing in here in the bathroom. And just do your one side and then the other side. It just makes it easier, because if you go through and do all the cold sides and then come back and do the hot side, it just takes longer, but it works the same way. And also you want to make sure you clean up any of the, I'm going to make sure I get rid of all this stuff in here so it wouldn't stain the tub. So I pretty much did this video just to show you some extra things I did to get this winterized, and some of the things I might have missed in my first one. But I would advise, if you haven't used that first one, use that first video I did, and it'll show you how I did this. And this year it did do a lot quicker, and it actually took less than 3.5 gallons because I was a little more efficient about letting the water out at any given time. So the more you do this, the more you get used to doing it. So hope this helps out. And main reason I did this video is if y'all have any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll try to get back with you on them. Alright, that's about all I got. I'll talk to you again another time.